And that's Snoopy.
This is Snoopy.
That's Snoopy.
Yeah.
We're doing this recording on the 19th of January, 1988. And would you tell me your call letters and your name, where your QTH is, and so forth?
W0 Delta Papa Tango.
Okay, DPT, and you're at Roseau.
Roseau, Minnesota.
Right. Okay, John, you've got a lot of equipment here. What have you got here?
I have two transceivers.
This is a Yaesu I'm looking
Yaesu
at here.
FT1.
And that's your main one.
And then I have the Yaesu 757 spare.
Sure.
Irene and I went to the Hamfest in Fargo a year ago, last fall. And nothing, and walked out of there with the Yaesu set. Didn't have it in mind when we went in.
Sure.
And
you picked up all kinds of good things there.
Oh yes, that's a habit of mine over the years. My original license was dated March 1931.
Sure.
I guess I'm the pioneer up in this part of the country.
Well, I would say so. I guess I got acquainted with you not too long after I got into ham radio, but that was a lot later, 1953 or 54.
I remember it well.
Sure.
John Reese was a good friend of mine. As you can see, I've got some flaw in this tape. I didn't do any editing. But he's going to be talking about Alvino Ray right now.
Visited us on 3 occasions.
Sure.
And Irene and I have visited them once since they moved to Utah. They're now in Sandy, Utah. Alvino is busy as ever, making appearances.
He really has stayed active, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. We would likely hear him today.
You still hook up with him once in a while?
Yes, we talk quite often.
Sure.
He is a wonderful person, now living in Sandy, Utah, which is a suburb of Salt Lake City.
I see.
Irene and I have visited them in their new home out there. And enjoyed the visit very much.
Do you operate very many other bands nowadays?
No, I don't. 2 meters is about the extent of it.
You get in on the repeater here.
Yes.
Sure.
And
well, that's kind of handy. It kind of ties people together more between Baudette and Roseau, Warroad, I'm sure of that, and Winnipeg maybe, and
oh yes, very much so. Very much so.
Sure.
We haven't run into any emergency as yet, but I'm sure we will someday, where it'll prove very valuable, life-saving.
Yes. I haven't seen it yet, but Bill was going to take me over there to take a look at it before I leave here tomorrow or so. And, let's see, you're planning to do a little bit of traveling, are you, this winter?
Not a great deal. We plan on
going out
flying
to California?
Yeah, we'll fly down to
see your daughter?
See my daughter.
What was her name?
Donna.
Donna.
Donna Lou.
Is she still in the nursing business?
Oh yes, very much so, more than ever.
Sure.
She has pardon me, since my stroke, I have a tendency to cry quite easily.
Oh sure, that's quite all right.
Anyway, she has a consulting service in her home, and it's quite successful. Her home is in Sacramento.
Sure. And I think I remember meeting her once, but that's many years ago now. I think you were still living at the depot.
Oh, I see.
So that's quite a few years ago.
Yes.
Do you still have the property out at Springsteel Island?
Yes,
you still have that?
We still have it, but we're going to dispose of it if we can.
Oh, yes. I understand Ray Young has moved, or is he around here anymore?
Ray Young now lives in Louisiana. Back What is the name of the town, Irene?
She went out in another room here, so. So he's down south.
Yeah,
most of
I
the
hear
time,
from-
or all the time, maybe.
All the time.
Oh yes.
And
They bought a place out there.
They bought a place down in Louisiana.
Yeah.
In Texas.
Oh, Texas.
New Braunfels.
New Braunfels
Oh, okay. Okay.
seem to be very
Irene, why
happy.
don't you step into the picture here a little bit? Let me talk to you for a few minutes.
Well,
Okay. You were working over at the nursing home or at the hospital?
the hospital.
The hospital. Have you worked there for some
No.
time, or?
I worked there 17 years.
Oh, you did.
Yeah. I
Uh-huh.
worked 17 years.
Is Roseau, has that always been your home?
We lived at Wanaska on a farm.
Wanaska. Sure.
And then
Uh-huh.
my first husband died in 75.
Oh, yes. Uh-huh.
And then this John Reese, he swept me off my feet at the heart store.
Oh, yes, I can imagine. Yes.
I was buying groceries and he come in to get some groceries and asked
Sure.
if he could have, we should have a date sometime.
Uh-huh.
Or dinner date, that's what he said. So I thought, oh, it'll happen sometime this summer. And he called that same evening, and we went out
Sure.
the next Saturday.
Sure. Well, you make a very nice couple, and I know you're helping John with his radio operating somewhat now,
Yes,
and
I
that
try.
type of thing,
I
and that's
can
very nice.
set it up, and
Sure.
he wants me to learn the code, you know, but
Uh-huh. Well, anyway, I guess I don't have anything else. Is there anything you would like to add to this, John? You're still
John?
into CW. That's quite all right.
My left hand isn't any good.
Uh-huh. Well, anyway, I think we'll close this off for now, unless you can think of anything else that we should add.
No, there's nothing.
Okay.
Gordon and I,
Well, we've known each other for quite a few years, John and I have. I think we first established contact maybe back in about 1954. And then we became acquainted when I moved up here in 1956, 57. So it's been quite a few years,
and you were to the cabin when,
quite often.
yeah, when after we got married too. You
Right, right.
enjoyed
Okay.
your visits.
Okay, we'll just close this. We've been visiting with W0DPT at Roseau, Minnesota, and this is the 19th of January, 1988. The 19th of January.